Hi everyone, meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Severe storms continue to push across parts of eastern Nebraska this evening, and we're going to be again covering severe weather here on 1011's streaming platforms, both online, again live on YouTube as well, again Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, and also obviously covering them on the air as well. But wanted to start our stream, have our first tornado warning that's been issued, and this is going to be for portions of Butler, Colfax, Dodge, in Saunders County in northeastern Nebraska. That's going to be until 6:30 this evening. Right now, radar indicated, but again, there was a report from a emergency manager in the area near Rogers that there was maybe a weak tornado that was briefly on the ground again near Rogers. Again, that's going to be basically halfway between Schuyler and North Bend. Again, right there along Highway 30 there in Colfax County. So, again, that storm continuing to push basically to the north and east at about 35 miles an hour. Also, again, one of the big threats with storms that we're going to see as we head through the evening tonight is going to be the threat for some very large hail. So, again, there's basically a slow-moving cold front. We have storms kind of developing on one side, the cooler side of the front, and then moving over into, again, a very unstable atmosphere right now, very favorable environment for supercell development and for potentially large hail, as well as a couple tornadoes. So, again, one tornado warning that's currently in place right now. Again, radar indicated at this time. But let me see here. Actually, let's see if I can see any. Live. And looks like pulling up, there's a storm chaser that is currently live up there near that storm, but his feed's gone a little wonky, so can't really tell. But again, do have that one tornado warning right now that's currently, again, radar indicated. If I kind of pause it here, if we zoom in a little bit, again, this storm is basically just right along and north of Highway 30, again, just to the north of the North Bend area, just to the north and east of the Schuyler area as well. Let's see. Okay. So we're keeping an eye on that storm right there. Also, again, with that storm, 2-inch diameter hail is going to be possible. So, again, that's about the size of an egg, as well as, again, some strong thunderstorm wind gusts and some brief areas of very heavy rain. So, again, areas out ahead of that storm, Scribner, Hooper, Nickerson along Highway 77, there folks will want to watch out for that storm. Also have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in place. This is going to be for parts of Butler, Colfax, Dodge, Saunders County until 6:30 this evening. $0.5 sized hail as well as 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts possible with that storm. Again, it is basically just to the north of the David City area. And again, this storm here also continuing to basically push to the east-northeast at about 40 miles an hour. Near David City now, could be near Octavia in the next 5 or so minutes. So again, folks in Octavia there, parts of Butler, Colfax, Dodge, Saunders County will want to watch out for that storm. And then also a pretty strong storm right now pushing kind of out of York County into parts of Polk County. Have a severe thunderstorm warning there until 6:15. Golf ball sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts possible with that storm. Again, we were watching our York Skyview camera earlier this evening, or just like in the last 30 minutes or so, and again, the outflow from that storm was really intense, and it kicked up a lot of dust, and with how dry it's been, that certainly wouldn't be surprising if we continue to deal with that issue through the remainder of this evening. Some of these storms kicking up a lot of dust and dirt. Again, it was a really incredible picture because there was so much dust, so much dirt that blew through York and through our Skyview camera, so that's something we'll want to watch out for as we head through the remainder of this evening. But right now, it is just those 3 storms that are currently kind of on the board that we are going to continue to watch as we head through this evening. And again, right now, nothing developing just yet further to the south and to the west of this line. And everything right now basically tracking to the north of the capital city. So again, that's the good news. At least right now, the way things are, the way things sit, Lincoln right now not under the gun for anything. But again, that obviously can change. So again, we'll have to continue to watch closely as we head through the remainder of this evening. But again, everything's basically tracking to the east and then to the northeast as well. So those 3 storms, that 1 tornado warning that we currently have, which again right now is radar indicated, looking to see if we can see any updates on that in the National Weather Service chat. Let's see. Looks like might be some mixed signals there. Any tornado that might have been on the ground could have dissipated. Obviously, the threat for new development will continue, though, with that storm. So, again, that's right now the storm we want to watch right now. Have been some reports of potentially seeing a tornado with this storm. But, again, nothing definitive right now that would say that there's anything currently on the ground. If you look at the velocity signature here, and again, we do see a couplet with this storm that's basically going to be moving kind of over the North Bend area. Again, this is going to be kind of along the Highway 79 and Highway 30 junction. So again, it would be, if I get out my little tool here, right here is where we see this couplet. Just to the east, or just to the west, maybe southwest of the North Bend area. And if I put this into motion, again, we can see it's basically tracking almost to the northeast. So again, this could kind of slide right through the North Bend area, or just to the north of the North Bend area. But again, right along Highway 30 right now. So, but there is a pretty decent couplet there. So that is certainly a storm we want to keep an eye on here as we head over the next few minutes to see if there's any additional development. Looks like from some of the reports I'm seeing here in the Weather Service chat, again, with so much dust and dirt getting kicked up by these storms, I think it's kind of confusing, maybe a little bit misleading. Again, folks might think there's a circulation on the ground, but it's actually just dust getting kicked up from the outflow from these thunderstorms. But again, that's a storm we'll continue to watch very closely here. But again, right now, moving kind of through the North Bend area across parts of Dodge County. And again, another message, again, from the weather office in Omaha. Again, lots of dust, but disconnected from the cloud. Again, that tornado, again, that circulation has to go all the way from the ground, all the way back up into the cloud. So, again, kind of setting the stage here, but we just had a tornado watch issued just a little bit ago, again, for parts of central and eastern Nebraska. Again, that's going to run through midnight tonight. And so, again, this obviously includes Lincoln and Omaha metros, surrounding areas. And, again, the main threat, again, it is a tornado watch, but the main threat with storms that we're likely going to see this evening is going to be the potential for some very large hail. Again, as these storms kind of move over that boundary, move over that cold front into, again, a very warm, moist, unstable atmosphere, again, could see some pretty explosive growth with those thunderstorms. And, again, we're looking at the potential, maybe on the high end, that we could see hailstones. Again, this is on the high end, not certainly widespread by any means, but hailstones between baseballs and softballs is not out of the realm of possibility with the conditions that we currently have across the area. So, again, hail is probably going to be our primary threat with these thunderstorms. But we'll obviously also see the threat for a couple tornadoes as well. Again, a lot of twisting and turning of the winds, obviously right along the frontal boundary. Again, on one side, you have strong southerly winds. On the other side, you got those northerly winds. Really easy to see a quick spin-up tornado where we have those twisting and turning winds like that. But also, again, we have the triple point that's across the area, again, where the cold front, the dry line, the low-pressure system all kind of meet. So, again, there's even more twisting and turning of winds there because of that triple point. So, again, it does look like we've had a couple new warnings that have been issued here, or at least ones that I want to just make sure I mention, because we do have one that is for portions of Lancaster County, at least. Again, it's going to be northwestern portions of Lancaster County, northern Seward County, southern Butler County, southwestern Saunders County until 6:45. Again, this was issued a few minutes ago. But again, that storm, again, moving out of York County, moving to the east at about 40 miles an hour. Ping-pong ball-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds going to be possible with that storm as it continues to track to the east at about 40 miles an hour. So, again, you can see that one's, again, tracking well north of the Lincoln area, so not threatening the Lincoln metro in any way, shape, or form. But, again, one that could track across the northern parts of the county. And then we have another severe thunderstorm warning. This one is going to be for portions Butler, Colfax, Dodge, Saunders County. So again, that storm is kind of just north of David City right now. Going to be, looks like maybe just skirting between David City and Octavia. But that storm, again, moving to the northeast at about 40 miles an hour, $half sized hail, and 60-mile-an-hour winds possible with that storm. And then again, the last one here, obviously, is the one that does have a tornado warning that is currently on it, and it is developing a little bit of a hook, a little bit of an appendage, which is what you would look for a potential tornado. So again, nothing on the ground that we've been able to confirm or see that reports from storm chasers, whatever it might be. But again, certainly looking at the radar, with that little hook, that is something we would want to watch out for. And again, it looks like if I put my velocity scope on here and we look at the velocities, that couplet, again, where those reds meet those greens, that's indicative of, again, the shifting and turning of the winds. Looks like it's, again, just to the basically south, just to the east of the North Bend area, but also potentially some very strong winds moving through the North Bend area. If I try and query that, around 70 miles an hour, which again tracks because we did have a report near Rogers of an 81-mile-an-hour wind gust. That was from a weather station on the roof of a car from a storm chaser. And again, emergency manager, North Bend Fire reporting heavy winds, lots of dust, low visibility, no circulation behind the dust cloud, but sirens have been sounded in North Bend due to the high winds that are moving through that area. So again, that is again, the storm that we're going to continue to watch here. Is it, again, still looks like the latest radar scan continues to develop this little hook, this little appendage, which is where we would see a potential tornado if there was one. Again, nothing currently confirmed on the ground, but again, sirens are sounding in North Bend due to the high winds that are moving through the area. So we're going to continue to watch that one closely. Let's see. Yeah, so and it looks like here's just the latest radar scan that just came in. Again, that circulation, that couplet we would look for is looking a lot more diffuse right now, but certainly indicative of some very strong winds moving kind of through the North Bend area in just the last few minutes. Again, if I put that into motion, you can kind of see those strong winds tracking almost straight due east. Going to be basically right along, and it looks like just to the south of Highway 30. So again, folks in Fremont, Nickerson, just to the east of this, again, would certainly want to pay attention to this storm as it continues to track their direction. So if we go back to the reflectivity here and we go back, again, that's, again, looking on radar with that couplet, again, that's where a tornado would be. So again, this is obviously something we'll continue to watch. Would be, it's not the thing I want right there. I want my pointer. So again, right here, kind of just near the North Bend area. So again, strong storm. Again, not only the threat, obviously, for tornadoes, but large hail, damaging wind gusts with that storm as well. That hail core, again, we can see is just to the north of the North Bend area, basically right now crossing over Highway 79, just north of the North Bend area. But again, that's where some of our large hail, up to about 2 inches in diameter, would be. That's, again, about the size of an egg or so. And that's where that would be. So again, those three storms right now, those are the ones that we're currently watching. Again, nothing threatening Lincoln right now, Lincoln Metro as of right now. Again, this storm here, though, it does have a warning. It does include parts of, again, northwestern Lancaster County. It includes areas like Malcolm, Seward, Utica, and Valparaiso. Ping pong ball size hail as well as 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts going to be possible with that storm as it continues to track to the east. So again, those three storms right now are the ones that we're currently watching. So again, if you look at sky views from across the state, you can see again some of the clouds beginning to try and maybe billow a little bit here in Lincoln. Otherwise, things are pretty quiet right now for Grand Island, North Platte, and O'Neill. In the capital city, again, you've noticed it if you've been outside today. It's hot. It's almost humid too. Dew points are in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees, thanks to those strong southerly winds that have pulled that moisture northward into the area today. So again, as these storms are crossing over from one side of this front to the other, they're moving into an environment where dew points are much higher. There's a lot more energy in the atmosphere, and again, that's why we could see, again, some pretty intense thunderstorms really kick up as they cross over that boundary into that really favorable environment. And so, again, while they may not look like much, they may be fairly high-based when they're on one side of that boundary. As soon as they get over to the other side of that boundary, they could really intensify pretty quickly. So just looking here, there's some stuff that's maybe trying to pop up a little bit south of that main storm, but again, not seeing anything really yet on the radar, so we'll continue to watch that, see if there's any additional southward development of some of those storms. Take a look at these current temperatures. Again, one side of the state dealing with winter-like conditions. There's winter weather advisories for parts of the Nebraska Panhandle. 36 degrees right now is the temperature in Chadron. Meanwhile, it's 84 here in Lincoln, up to 88 degrees in Hebron. And again, you can see the dew points. Super important. Again, one of our four main severe weather ingredients that we look for is moisture. And again, the moisture is there with these dew points into the upper 50s and low 60s. They're high enough. Again, sometimes in early spring, that's one of the things that can be missing, is we just don't have quite enough juice, don't have quite enough moisture for storms to become surface-based, and it just makes severe weather a lot more difficult. So you can see with the winds as well, that frontal boundary is really pushed through most of the state. Again, northerly winds in York, but we have a southerly wind here in Lincoln, as well as Hebron, Omaha, up towards Tacoma. So that frontal boundary is draped right across the area right now. If you look at the satellite radar picture, again, just those three storms kind of in east central sections of the state are really the only ones that we currently have on the board. And so as we check out Skycast, this is our rapid refresh model. Again, I think doing an okay job of real-world conditions. This has moved forward an hour, so this is starting at 7 o'clock. Again, has a lot of that activity, again, really across the far northeastern part of the state. Again, I think there's if there's something wrong with this model, it's maybe that they're just a little bit too far to the east too quickly. But again, this is never going to be a sort of a long-windowed severe weather event. It was always going to be a fairly narrow window for us here in eastern Nebraska, and particularly in Lincoln. But you'll notice, again, don't take the exact placement of the storms here as gospel, but the general trend here is that these storms move through pretty quickly. Again, they're moving 35, 40, 45 miles an hour. So by 8 o'clock, this rapid refresh model has a lot of that activity out of the area. It does have some additional activity developing later tonight. Don't know if that's an anomaly or something we need to watch for behind the front. And again, this particular model has that storm kind of developing and popping up and moving right through Lincoln. So again, that's something we'll obviously keep a close eye on as we head through the rest of this evening. But certainly I think by late tonight, 10, 11 o'clock, that severe weather threat for most of the area is basically done with. So again, tornado watch is in place for a good chunk of eastern Nebraska into parts of central Nebraska, and that runs through midnight tonight. Also have a severe thunderstorm watch that extends from there across parts of northwestern Iowa and then into southern Minnesota along this cold front that's slowly pushing through the area. And again, that's going to be the focal point for our severe weather as we head through the remainder of this evening. So again, back to the storm tracker radar. Still just have that one tornado warning that's currently in place. Just looking at some additional reports here. Reporting just, big wall of dust, a lot of dust with this storm. So again, that's one of the things that looks like there's been multiple reports of as it moves to the east. Some of the outflow with this is, again, kind of a little confusing. Dust might look like a tornado, but it's just a big wall of dust. So again, tornadoes can be hard to spot in the daytime when you add, again, the dry and dusty conditions that we have out there, where we've seen little to no rain over the last couple of weeks, can really make things even more difficult. So again, that storm right now, basically, between Highway 79 and Highway 77, again, that's going to be across parts of Dodge County, and continuing to move to the east at about 40 miles an hour or so. So I'm going to put this back into motion. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit. Oh, it's already very slow. So again, it is tracking almost due east, again, just along and then to the north of Highway 30. And again, there's this continual radar signature of a little appendage on this storm as well. So again, that's one of the things that we're going to continue to watch for. That's where a tornado could potentially be. So again, folks in Hooper, in Nickerson, and then Fremont. Again, Fremont, you're probably just south of this storm, but certainly close enough to pay attention to it. But those are folks that will want to, again, kind of have an idea as to what's going on. If I go back here, those three areas, if I pull the velocities back up, here we go. Gotta change this. There we go. So yeah, indicative of some pretty strong winds, and this is going to be pretty close to the surface as well because we're actually pretty close to the radar in Valley. So again, the radar beam hasn't had too much time, again, because the radar beam goes up as it goes out. So sometimes we can be sampling a storm maybe a little bit halfway up or even higher, depending on how far away the storm is from the radar. But we're pretty close to the radar here, so we should be getting a good sample from the lowest levels of the atmosphere. And again, these really light greens, almost turning to whites, here are indicative of some of those really strong winds that is probably blowing around this big wall of dust that we continue to see reports on from across the area, again in Dodge County, again in North Bend as well. And if I try and query these here, I'm guessing they're going to pop up around 65 to 70 miles an hour or so. If I try and query those. So 59 miles an hour, 57, 58 again. But anyways, again, very strong winds with some of the outflow of these thunderstorms that are moving through. And again, moving to the east at about 40 miles an hour currently at the moment. Again, moving through the North Bend area here in just the last few minutes. Again, going to be, looks like sliding just to the north of the Fremont area here as it heads over the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. So if I punch the reflectivity back up here, and again, we can see that. We'll really quickly go back to this storm just back to the south and west. Looks like it's weakened some, again, according to the radar signature here over just the last couple minutes. But again, still have the severe thunderstorm warning that goes for about another 15 minutes or so. Again, this is parts of Butler, Colfax, Dodge, Saunders County. Again, it was $half sized hail as well as 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts that were possible. That were possible with this storm. But again, it looks like it's weakened some here in just the last few radar scans. Again, folks in Prague along Highway 79 likely could see this storm roll through here in the next few minutes. And then the southernmost storm that we have here on this line, again, this moved out of York County. Again, had another big wall of dust moved through York. But again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning here, parts of Butler, Lancaster, Saunders, Seward County, again, including cities like Malcolm, Seward, Utica, and Valparaiso. This runs until 6:45, so for about another 30 minutes. And again, ping pong ball sized hail along with 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts possible with that storm. And so again, that's radar indicated with that storm as well. Again, looking at a picture from emergency manager, again, big wall of dust with some of the outflow with this storm, again, at the Fremont airport. So, again, may kind of look scary as it moves through, but a lot of this sounds like it is just dust. Again, just more reports of what look like apparent gustnadoes with the surging outflow from some of these storms. So that'll be something we'll have to kind of continue to just watch closely as we head through the remainder of this evening. So again, but nothing threatening Lincoln Metro right now. So again, looks like the storms right now would skirt Lincoln just to the north. But again, are tracking across kind of the northern part of Lancaster County where we do have a severe thunderstorm warning. So again, folks in Ceresco towards Wahoo, certainly want to pay attention as these storms are kind of heading their way. Weston, Malmo, Cedar Bluffs, again, Fremont, is an area we'll continue to watch. Even further down the line, Memphis, Ithaca, Ashland, again, could get just kind of scraped by some of these storms as they continue to move through. But again, still don't see any additional development of any thunderstorms back to the south and to the west, which is what we would need to see if we're hoping to see anything kind of move through the Lincoln metro area here this evening. Really quickly go back again, just show tornado watch that's currently in effect until midnight tonight. Midnight tonight for central and eastern sections of the state. And I'm really quickly here going to try and see if we can't get producer Ryan Swan again, who's got his shot up. And we're going to see if we can't pull up Ryan's shot here. So I'm going to put my AirPod in, and we're going to see if we can't pull him up real quick. Well, that's not really working for me right now, so we're gonna maybe try and come back to that. Could you Danielle? Could you see if you could try and get Ryan on a remote? It won't. It keeps sending me an error message. So we'll try and get producer Ryan Swanigan here, and he's out in the 1011 Weather Shield, out chasing some of these storms. Yeah, it's not on the command center. It's not. I see his TVU's on, but it won't connect. So I don't know what's going on there. So, all right, back to this. Tornado watch that's currently in place, central eastern parts of the state. That runs through midnight tonight. Again, obviously that includes Lincoln, Omaha. Again, I think the severe weather threat for some of these western counties has already diminished just a little bit. It looks like we just had a new tornado warning that was just issued. So let's zoom in here on this and take a look at it. This is, so we're going to pause this. This is going to be for parts of Dodge, Douglas, Saunders, and Washington County. So southwestern Washington, southeastern Dodge, northwestern Douglas, north central Saunders County until 6:45. 6:17, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Fremont and moving east at 50 miles an hour. So not only, again, the tornado, but also 2-inch diameter hail, which again about the size of eggs. Let's see. Dangerous storm will be near Fremont, Arlington, and Woodcliff around 6:25, so in just a couple minutes. And Kennard around 6:35. And then eventually down the line a little bit into the Bennington area as well. Radar indicated right now. But again, still looking at, again, that hook appendage that we see on the radar signature, which again would be indicative of where we could potentially see that tornado. And again, if we punch the velocity back up right here. Picture from? Okay, could you just put it in streaming? Perfect. Okay. Again, where these reds meet these greens here is where we're looking for that potential tornado, which again, radar indicated right now. We have no reports of anything on the ground. A lot of the reports that we're getting from things on the ground are, again, walls of dust. Which again, these storms and the outflow from these storms continue to kick up, which again, considering the drought conditions, considering we haven't had really much of any rain over the last several weeks, is not all that surprising. So again, continues to be a little confusing out there with the dust, and looks like maybe a dust NATO that kind of gets kicked up but from some of the outflow of these storms. But again, those strong winds again about to move through the Fremont area, again kind of crossing over Highway 77 near Highway 270, the 275 exit there. But those strong winds continue to move to the east at about 50 miles an hour. So again, potential tornado. Again, they're going to be moving through the Fremont area here just in the next few minutes. So again, folks in Fremont need to be in their safe place. Again, obviously, we're all curious. We all want to see what's going on. But again, this is the time, especially for those folks in Fremont. You need to be moving to your basement, interior part of your house, away from exterior walls, away from windows. Again, I know we're all curious, but this is the time to be putting your your tornado plan into place. Again, when I go talk to the kiddos at the school, we want folks to know what it is they need to do and to hopefully never have to do it. But again, living in Nebraska, that's not the case for a lot of us. So again, need to be moving into your safe place if you are in any of these tornado warned storms. And again, right now, the newest tornado warning is this one here for parts of Dodge, Douglas, Saunders, and Washington County. And it looks like there may be. So what they've done here is there's actually a new severe thunderstorm warning. And they kind of put the tornado warning in it. So if we just query the severe thunderstorm warning here, this new warning, this one is a big one here. This is going to be for parts of Washington County, southeastern Dodge County, northern Douglas County, and north central Saunders County until 7:15. At 6:20, so again, just a couple minutes ago, Spirit thunderstorm was located near Nickerson, or 8 miles north of Fremont, moving east at 40 miles an hour. 2-inch diameter hail and 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts possible with that storm. Again, and then you have the tornado warning that's kind of inside of it. Right now, again, the Weather Service kind of saying extended the tornado warning, but put it inside a severe thunderstorm warning. Confidence in the tornado threat is rather low, but continued reports of trickling in of gustnadoes and whatnot, so they're keeping the tornado warning going. So again, that's what we have from the National Weather Service right now with that latest tornado warning. So again, confidence in the tornado warning low, but again, still seeing a lot of reports of those gustnadoes and things like that. And again, that storm moving pretty quickly too, at about 45, 50 miles an hour, basically straight to the east. So again, looks like it would miss the main Omaha metro area, again, just to the north. But again, folks in Blair, Bennington, Fort Calhoun, and then over the border into parts of western Iowa, again, could be dealing with that storm. Again, the middle storm, again, kind of continues to fizzle out. Again, the northern storm and the southern storm kind of taking up all the oxygen in the room, so this southern storm doesn't really have much to work with. Again, it's basically kind of right over the Bruno area, just south of Linwood. See if I can get this query to work here. So again, that warning goes for about another 5 minutes or so. Again, quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gust, and based on the radar trends with that storm, likely we'll see that warning either expire or maybe even cancel just a minute or two early here. And again, the southern storm right now is tracking just to the north of Seward, just to the northwest of the Malcolm area. Again, just moving through the Ulysses area here in just the last few minutes. But it looks like, again, the main sort of hail core with that storm right now is basically right along Highway 15 and just to the east of Highway 15. But again, looks like just to the north of the Seward area. But we could see some large hail up to golf balls with this storm as it continues to track to the east. It's kind of got its sights set right now on parts of northern Lancaster, southern Saunders County. So again, folks in Ceresco probably want to keep a close eye on this storm. Again, also really hope that no one is out on Branched Oak Lake, because it's probably not a good time to again be out on the lake, certainly. So again, folks in Dwight, again, looks like they're going to see the strongest part of the storm miss them just to the south. Folks in Garland, looks like it might just kind of skirt you to the north. Raymond, maybe just skirting you a little bit just to the north, but we'll continue to keep an eye on that storm as well. And again, looking back here on the kind of the southwestern line of this front, no additional development that I'm seeing right now. So again, nothing threatening Lincoln right now, and likely nothing to be threatening Lincoln here in just the next few minutes. So I want to check in here. Let's see if we'll be able to get him on anything. Swanigan? Oh no. I didn't. I haven't pulled it up in streaming here. Okay, so this is, again, producer Ryan Swanigan's photo that he just sent in. Again, he's northwest 48th and Vine Street. And again, more of this dust that we're seeing from the outflow from these storms. And that's been the big thing so far today is, again, some really strong winds and reports of tornadoes, but a lot of times it's been this dust that we're seeing getting kicked up from the outflow of these storms. So again, may look a little scary, but in reality, it's just dust getting blown around because it's been so gosh darn dry for us over the last couple weeks, really. I'm going to go back here. And we'll look at, again, these are sky views from across the state. And again, we can kind of see that wall of dust Swanigan had mentioned. Again, looking at it from Lincoln Sky View here, looking almost, I believe this is looking mainly west. But 84 at the airport, 85 here at the 1011 studios. Southeast wind at 16 miles an hour, gusting to around 30 miles an hour. And you'll notice that dew point, again, is into the upper 50s. Again, temperatures across the state, 30s and 40s in the far west, where they have winter weather advisories that are currently in place. Parts of the Panhandle could pick up a couple inches of snow this evening and overnight tonight. Otherwise, then you head further to the east, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I don't think anyone hit 90 degrees today. Hebron's close, though. They're at 88 degrees. But again, one of those, again, spring days across the state where we have winter on one side of the state and, again, spring and summer on the other side of the state. Dew point temperatures ahead of that front. We've seen that moisture pooling across the area, so those dew points have been able to climb into the upper 50s and low 60s. Again, moisture and energy for those storms to feed off of as they move from one side of the boundary, again, into the other side of the boundary. Again, a very favorable environment for those storms. And we're likely to feel that front move through the capital city here, likely just going to be in maybe the next half an hour, if not even sooner, as our winds are still out of the south at around 20 miles an hour. Again, winds out of the north about around 20 to 25 miles an hour, sustained on the other side of that front, and again, seeing even stronger wind gusts. So again, here's a look at the statewide satellite and radar picture right now. I'm going to turn this query off so we can kind of see a better idea. Again, just a couple storms across east central sections of the state. We had always thought, again, there was only going to be, a cluster, a broken line of storms. It wasn't going to be everyone's going to see severe weather in eastern parts of the state. It was going to be fairly hit and miss. And we even said that there will be a lot of folks who really don't see much of anything. And that's kind of what we see going on right now. There's just there's 3 storms that are currently on the board right now. And again, the strongest one with that radar indicated tornado warning is not too far away from moving over the border into parts of western Iowa. And again, nothing threatening Lincoln or Lancaster County right now at the time. So again, if you look at SkyCast, a rapid refresh model, this is at 7 o'clock. So in about a half hour, it's doing a decent job. It's picking up one of the stronger cells, the one that currently has that tornado warning that's on it. By 7 o'clock, again, it kind of has it right over the border there of Nebraska in Iowa. It doesn't have some of the additional stuff back down to the south and to the west, but again, I think doing an okay job for us. And if you move forward in time through this evening, again, what we see is, from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, that activity continues to push to the east pretty quickly, and we'll see a lot of this, push out of the area and push out of our coverage area, so we don't have to worry about it. Again, some of these short-term convective models, though, have had a few late bloomer cells kind of pop up behind that line. Again, it does have one that kind of pops it up and moves it right through Lincoln. Not sure if I'm really buying that. I think that's a little bit more of an anomaly on our model here, but it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility. But think by midnight tonight, again, things should be pretty quiet for us across the region with that severe weather threat coming to an end. As you head past tonight, if you look ahead to the day tomorrow, behind this front, it's going to be a cloudy, cool, breezy day. Again, we're going to see temperatures much colder tomorrow compared to what we had today. And then you're also going to have to factor in blustery north wind at 25 miles an hour, gusting even higher than that at times. So again, we're going to see a lot of seasons here in just the next 24 hours, going from, again, spring, summer, to feeling much more maybe late fall, early winter-like as we head into the day tomorrow. So again, tornado watch remains in place for central and eastern Nebraska. Again, I'd say that that kind of western line of counties, kind of from Merrick on downward, probably seeing their severe weather threat basically come and go at this point. Again, so that would be Merrick, Hamilton, Clay, Nuckolls County. Again, I'd say the severe weather threat for you guys is pretty limited now at this point, and even folks like Polk, York, Fillmore, Thayer County, I think your severe weather threat, again, is fairly limited at this point. Again, looks like there was an update here to this tornado warning. Remote 9. Okay. KSNB's on 7. Okay. So I'm really quickly here, put my AirPods back in and see if we can't get producer Ryan Swanigan on the line. And let me see here. So there we can see producer Ryan Swanigan's shot. Again, he's out in the 1011 Weather Shield, and as soon as I say it, it kind of dropped out a little bit there. But he's out in the 1011 Weather Shield. He's hopefully going to call me here in just a second, and we'll get him punched in and get a live report from him. But wanted to mention, looks like there was a little bit of an update to this tornado warning here. Again, that storm now has kind of moved through the Fremont area. But again, looks like now baseball-sized hail going to be possible with that storm. That's 2 3/4 inches in diameter with that storm. And looks like a report from a spotter, again, golf ball to baseball size hail near Highway 30 and County Road 13. I believe that would have been in Dodge County in just the last few minutes. Fremont Airport measured a 70-mile-an-hour wind gust. Golf ball, ping pong ball size hail. So yeah, again, some really strong winds, and again, some very large hail with this storm as it continues to race to the east. Again, folks in Arlington are going to see this storm next. Folks in Kennard are going to see this storm here in just the next few minutes. Again, right along kind of Highway 30. And then folks in Blair also probably not going to see the strongest part of the storm move through there, but certainly need to keep a close eye on this storm. Again, if you're in this tornado warned area, you need to be moving to your safe place, moving to your shelter. Again, basement is best. Not everyone has a basement, and that's okay. I'd say, again, move to an interior part of your room. Put as many walls between you and the outside as you can. So again, that's that tornado warning. Still in effect until 6:45. Again, radar indicated rotation right now at this point. And it looks like I got producer Ryan Swanigan on the line here. I'm going to punch up his microphone. All right, so Ryan, I have your shot pulled up here. Where are you, and what are you seeing?
Hey, Bill. So right now we just got out of the air park area. We're going right past. I can't remember the name of this lake. I know it all the time. I see it all the time, but it escapes me here. We're at the lake that's on the north side of the air park area, Northwest 48th, past West Gary Gately. So I think we're coming up on the entrance to 9 Mile Prairie here off to our left side. So we're closing in on the Highway 34, Highway 79 junction. And so right now, not really, I mean, it's nothing but, honestly, Bill, it's nothing but wind and dust right now. We're keeping a very, very close eye on the south end of this cell that's about, well, it's on top of Raymond right now, just to the north of Malcolm. So we're just keeping a very close eye on that. But again, I'm very surprised to see the amount of dust. We were looking at the wall of dust that's, I think, west of the Seward area, if I believe, but just incredible to see that. I didn't initially know what I was looking at. I thought it was a downburst, but then I was able to stop and take a look a lot better and see that it was definitely that wall of dust that's out west.
Well, I would say, Ryan, I'm going to set you down for just a second because I want to get this new warning that's in. And it looks like, if I punch this back up here, again, this new severe thunderstorm warning includes more of Lancaster County. Also, technically, I think you could say that it includes the northern tier of Lincoln. But again, this severe thunderstorm warning is currently in place till 7:15. 2-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gust going to be possible with this storm. So again, this is for western Sarpy, northern Lancaster, northeastern Seward, southeastern Butler, southern Saunders, western Cass County until 7:15. So at 6:32, so just a couple minutes ago, severe thunderstorm was located 5 miles north of Malcolm or 12 miles northeast of Seward, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Hazard being 2-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. Again, 2-inch hail is about the size of eggs. Again, at 6:30 p.m., 2-inch diameter hail was reported in B. So again, it's going to be near Raymond and Davie in just the next couple minutes, around Ceresco at about 6:45. Again, as it moves basically due east. And again, that's the storm that producer Ryan Swanigan in the Weather Shield is currently kind of going after right now. But again, if we look at really quickly here, if I zoom in, strongest part of this storm is kind of just north of Malcolm, just west of Davie, just kind of to the south and southwest of the Valparaiso area. But if we put it back into motion here, again, it is moving basically due east. So again, folks in Davie, folks in Ceresco are likely going to see a pretty intense thunderstorm move through here just the next couple minutes, with, again, potential for some large hail and some of those damaging winds that we've seen reports of, again, up to around 70 miles an hour reported at the Fremont Fremont area, Fremont Airport. So again, folks in those area are going to see that storm next in just the next few minutes. Downstream of that, again, it looks like maybe folks in Waverly might get clipped by this storm. Folks in Ashland, again, will certainly want to pay attention to this storm. And then again, maybe folks in Murdoch as well. Again, you're within that warned area. Again, I think the southern parts of this warning area don't have quite as much to worry about. But again, we are keeping an eye, like producer Ryan Swanigan said, kind of on the southern edge of this storm. And just the last few radar frames there, we've seen a little bit of an additional kind of appendage kind of try and develop there on the southern edge of that storm, the south kind of western edge of that storm near Malcolm. And near Raymond. And again, producer Ryan Swanigan had said, again, the amount of dust that he's been seeing has been difficult to deal with. Again, we've seen the multiple reports of that, again, starting once it was out. The storm, when it was moving through York, again, folks in York saw a tremendous amount of dust move through town. But again, right now, this just kind of, technically, the severe thunderstorm warning kind of covers Adams Street and areas to the north here in the capital city. So again, the really northern tier of the capital city and of the Lincoln Metro. But again, the main part of the storm continues to track across the northern parts of Lancaster County. Going to be moving through Raymond basically right now. Again, through the Davie area here in just the next few minutes as well. Again, looks like I might have lost producer Ryan. Oh, there he came back. I want to check back in, put my earbuds back in here, and I want to check back in here with producer Ryan Swanigan again, and just check in. Ryan, where are you at again, and what are you seeing now?
Yeah, Bill, now we're on Highway 79. We're going right at, based on my radar, it's probably now off to the north and east of us. We're going rather of Malcolm, and still, again, just a lot of blowing dust, but nothing like what we're seeing out west of here. I can't really look back over my left shoulder back to the southwest to see if that wall of dust is still there, but right now, okay, so as I crest the hill here, I'm looking at Raymond, the town of Raymond, and I can see there's like a line of dust there, which is when you've got this black mass that's behind it, and that being the severe thunderstorm. So here, I'm going to see if I can maybe just pull off. I don't know if you can see it to the right-hand side of the screen if I slow up here. The right-hand side of your screen, that's dust blowing across. Huge wind. Strong west winds. Wow.
I can see it. Your shots, you might be kind of hitting some of the outflow. And actually, Ryan, I was going to stop you. We lost your shot, but it looks like you might have just popped back on there. And Ryan, looks like we dropped your shot there, so I'm going to pivot back on over to the radar. We'll try and check back in with you in just a few minutes, okay? All right, so again, that was producer Ryan Swanigan in the 1011 Weather Shield. Again, he's again up near the northern part of Lancaster County, up near Raymond, again, with this storm right here, which, again, you zoom in, kind of go street-level view, and kind of just north of West Raymond Road, and again just to the south of West Agnew Road. So again, folks in Davie are going to be seeing this really intense storm move through in just the next couple minutes. So again, really quickly, also want to mention in just the next couple minutes, this tornado warning was set to run through 6:45, and it looks like the Weather Service is going to let that one go. And also with this storm as it's moving into the Bennington area, again, it does sound like there was some reports of some sirens going off maybe there for a hot second, but it looks like not anymore. I really quickly want to punch off this tornado warning so we can look at the information of the severe thunderstorm warning, because now they're saying 80-mile-an-hour winds possible with this severe thunderstorm warning moving into the Bennington area. So again, destructive severe thunderstorm there, going to be moving through in just the next few minutes. Oh, nice. So we have some a lot of images, and again coming in of again a lot of the dust that we've been seeing and things like that. We're going to try and punch up some of those here. And first one here, again, this is from Tim. This is south of Goner, but again, you can just see that wall of dust that moved through, and again, could certainly be extremely scary. It looks like this is the video that our meteorologist Luke Prokish in KSNB, he took this from the Local 4 Storm Chaser, and again, you can see the basically not white out, but brown out, near zero visibility conditions that impacted him. Do we know, was this on the interstate at all? Might be on the interstate, but again, that was a short time ago. I believe that was out again near York in the last hour or so. But again, you can see that blowing dust causing a huge amount of issues there. Again, that's it was on I-80. So again, Hamilton and York counties again in the last hour or so. So again, that's that video. Again, these are some hailstones that we had. This is near Staplehurst. Again, let's see. 18 minutes of hail. And again, you can see there, that's about maybe quarter sized, if not a little bit bigger. So again, that's some of the hail that we've seen. Another big wall of dust here. This again from Blake Matulka. And again, that's west of Seward. And then he sent the second one also again near Seward. So again, lots of pictures of this dust that we've been seeing with some of the outflow of these storms continuing to push through the area. So again, three kind of storms that we're watching. One, again, kind of moving through parts of Douglas, Dodge, Harrison, and Washington counties, getting ready to basically push over into parts of western Iowa. But again, as you just saw there, 6:45 now, that tornado warning has expired, but still a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. Again, there are levels of sort of severe thunderstorm warnings, and this is on the high end. Baseball-sized hail and 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts possible with this storm, and it looks like actually observed with this storm. So again, folks in Blair, folks in Kennard, in Bennington, you might just get kind of nicked by this storm, but certainly, again, folks in Blair and Kennard right now are under the gun with this severe thunderstorm warning. And again, it's not just severe thunderstorm warnings that you need to shelter in your safe place for. It can also be, again, for some of these destructive severe thunderstorm warnings, again, similar to what we had moved through Lincoln last July. So again, that's something we want to be mindful of. Again, our middle storm that we kind of had, it's kind of fizzled out. It's no longer has a severe thunderstorm warning on it. So again, that's the good news there. And so again, our southern storm right now, if we kind of have two, a northern storm and a southern storm, continues to track across the northern portions of Lancaster County. Again, this may just kind of skirt the extreme northern parts of the Lincoln metro. But again, right now, the strongest part of that storm is basically beginning to cross over Highway 77. Again, near the Davie area. Again, that's going to be just north of Raymond Road, and then just to the south of West Agnew Road. And I want to really quickly see here if we can't punch up, again, producer Ryan Swanigan. I can see his... Oh, it looks like maybe... won't toss to producer Ryan Swanigan. Brandon Rector and Ken Chimick, who are on, I think are going to be tossing to him in just a second. But we can kind of see his shot there in the bottom part. Again, I believe he's kind of up near the Raymond area. But again, this storm continues to really book it to the east pretty quickly. And now seeing... this is from emergency manager here in Lancaster County, reports of softball-sized hail northwest of Branched Oak Lake, and that was roughly 15 minutes ago, which would be, again, with the strongest part of this storm that we're zoomed in on right now, which, again, would be moving through the Davie area. So, again, That would be some incredibly large hail. Again, that'd be forward about 4.5 inches in diameter is what we see for softball-sized hail. You just need 1 inch hail for a thunderstorm to be considered severe. But again, very destructive hail potentially with that storm. Again, near softball-sized hail, or softball-sized hail reported just northwest of Branched Oak Lake roughly 15 minutes ago. I'm going to see if I might have also gotten that report. I'm going to look in my Twitter mentions here. I don't see anything in there. But again, you can see Raymond. You can kind of see Branched Oak Lake there. So again, it would have been with this pink again hail core with this storm, which again we're getting ready to basically move through Davie. If we zoom in and try and go kind of street level here, Davie Road, North 14th Street, between again North 14th Street and Highway 77. Again, this is going to be just north of Waverly Road to about Agnew Road is where the strongest part of that cell is, and it is currently moving to the east. So it's going to be crossing over Highway 77 here in just the next few minutes. So again, folks, looking downstream of this as the storm continues to move to the east. Again, folks in Greenwood, folks in Ashland. I feel really bad. I told Sherry she'd probably be okay in Ashland today, but looks like folks in Ashland might need to again certainly keep a close eye on this storm. As again, you're kind of in its path. You're obviously in that severe thunderstorm warning that runs until 7:15. But again, for most of the Lincoln Metro, again, this storm is going to miss us off to our north. So again, no need to be too worried about it. Looks like, again, it's going to miss us pretty easily just off to the north. So, again, we have our two storms, northern storm, southern storm, and we still are kind of looking and waiting to see if we see any additional development kind of back to the south and to the west on the other side of this line here. And so far, we have not seen anything. If we see if I can punch this up here. This is the GOES visible satellite imagery, and again, we're in the what they call the floating sector. So we get basically super high res, basically 1 minute imagery of these storms. So again, we can see actually here our two big supercell thunderstorms that we have across east central sections of the state. You can almost see the updraft again as it kind of ripples outward as well from these really two intense storms. One kind of getting ready to move over the border into parts of Iowa, one across parts of northern Lancaster County, but still not seeing any additional development further back to the south and to the west on the end of this line. We are seeing at least a little bit of additional development actually back across parts of northeastern Nebraska. We can see an updraft going up there. So again, I'll actually have to jump back to the radar here to see what we can see with that. But again, that's again, obviously wasn't hoping for Lincoln to get hit by severe weather tonight, but looks like right now things are fairly quiet. And again, we do see this little cell here kind of popping up just north of Norfolk near Pierce. Again, obviously not severe or anything right now, but again, we'll keep an eye on it. Again, it's behind the front in a less favorable environment for severe weather, but still could see some high-based strong storms again continue to kind of move through the area even behind that front as the front moves through. So again, checking back in here, destructive severe thunderstorm warning that's currently in place. Check this back out here. Again, last update was just a couple minutes ago. 6:46, severe thunderstorm was located 3 miles northwest of Blair, moving east at 40 miles an hour, 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and baseball-sized hail possible, and that's according to trained weather spotters. So again, both of those, we can sometimes be radar indicated, where we're looking at the radar to tell us what's going on. Other times it is obviously ground confirmed, and that is the case with both of those hazards, 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts and baseball-sized hail with that storm. So that's the northern storm, but again, it is going to miss the most of the Omaha metro. Again, just to the north. And again, this southern storm looks like it's going to, we continue to track it out to the east, looks like it's going to, again, not only miss the Lincoln Metro, but also kind of miss the Omaha Metro to the south. So, again, those major population centers maybe getting a glancing blow by a couple of these storms, but not necessarily a direct hit by either one of these storms. So, again, going back to this storm here, again, this is severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be for, again, northern parts of Lancaster, parts of Cass, Sarpy, Saunders County. Again, this severe thunderstorm warning continues till 7:15. Again, and the strongest part of this storm, that hail core that we saw, and it looks like they just updated that. So at 6:51, severe thunderstorm was located 3 miles east of Davie, or 11 miles north of Lincoln, moving east at 50 miles an hour. And again, 2-inch hail and 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts continue to be the main hazards with this storm. But we did have a report, I believe, with this storm of softball-sized hail that was near Branched Oak Lake, and that would have been within the last half an hour or so. So again, has a history of producing potentially some very large hail. And that has always kind of been our main threat that we were worried about as we headed through the night tonight, was the threat for some large hail. So again, that hail core right now, again, indicated by kind of these pinks, just kind of now along into the east of Highway 77. Again, just moving through the Davie area. Folks, again, in Waverly, looks like, again, if you're on the north side of Waverly, you might kind of get some of it, but it looks like most of Waverly will get missed by the strongest part of the storm. But again, folks in Greenwood, again, it looks like this storm could be heading right your way. It looks like it's going to be crossing over Highway 6 and then again over Interstate 80, again, kind of near the Greenwood area. And again, could see some very intense rainfall, could see some very large hail. Again, a lot of dust that we've seen with these storms through this evening, with how dry it's been. The outflow winds, again, from these storms have been kicking up a lot of dust. Been a little confusing. It's, folks have, reported tornadoes, but in reality, it's been more of a gust-nado is what they've been seeing. Let me see here. And I'm going to see if I can't move around our Lincoln Skyview camera and point it to the north. Again, kind of hard to see what's going on. We can see a lot of dust continuing to get blown around there on our Lincoln Skyview camera. But again, let's zoom in here, trying to go kind of street level with this intense thunderstorm that's just to the north of Lincoln. Again, it looks like it's going to be just to the north of Bluff Road, but just to the north of Waverly Road. But it's now basically crossed over Highway 77 to the east, and again, it's heading for Greenwood. Again, folks in Ashland also in this severe thunderstorm warning. Again, right now it looks like the strongest part of that storm would miss you just to the south. Folks in Murdoch, Louisville, Manly, Elmwood, I want to keep an eye on this storm. Again, most of the Lincoln area, again, has missed this storm, but again, impacting northern parts of Lancaster County. So we'll keep an eye on that. So 2 storms that are basically on the board right now. We're going to continue to watch both of them. And it looks like actually we had a little bit of an update there on our tornado watch. And so part of our tornado watch trimmed up in central and south central sections of the state. I want to go see here. That was for, canceled the watch for York, Polk, Merrick, Clay, and Hamilton County. So again, some of those counties we had talked about earlier where that threat had really come to an end, and the Hastings office did continue that tornado watch for Fillmore, Thayer, and Nuckolls County there, again on the very far kind of south western edge of this line as this front continues to slowly sag through the area. That tornado watch is still in effect until midnight tonight. Still in effect for Lincoln and Lancaster County and the surrounding area. Again, Seward, Saline, Jefferson, Gage counties, Cass, Odo, up Douglas, Sarpy, and the parts of western Iowa there until midnight tonight. I'm getting a report here. Golf ball sized hail near Davie, but a report in Bennington. And this is adult palm sized hail in Bennington. Oh, cool. All right. So it looks like we might have some pictures of some of that really large hail. We'll try and bring you some of those pictures here in just a moment. But that's the tornado watch that we currently have in place. Again, some of the pictures that we've seen kind of filter in from viewers across the area. This is that dust cloud that we had moved through. This was near Goner. But again, this has kind of moved through the York area. And again, it was really thick dust cloud. And again, really reduced visibility really quickly. Again, if we go back, this is some of the video that our sister station KSNB got in their storm chasing vehicle. Again, traffic came to basically a standstill on the interstate because the strong outflow winds kicking up that dust and that dirt. Again, folks had to basically stop on the interstate there because visibility was extremely poor. So again, that was, I believe, Luke Prokosh, Luke Prokosh at our sister station in Hastings got us that video. This is some hail near Staplehurst. About 18 minutes of hail is what it says there. Ooh, all right. Let's see. Okay. Tony Cox, and this is north of Branched Oak. Again, hail there falling north of Branched Oak. Again, we had the report of softball-sized hail northwest of Branched Oak. This clearly isn't the size of softballs, but again, you can still see a decent amount of hail falling there. Again, north of Branched Oak Lake, thanks to Tony Cox for sending that in. Thankfully, again, this hail wasn't any bigger, or else, again, hail could do just a tremendous amount of damage. Hail is one of my, I always tell the kids when on school visits, hail is one of my least favorite things when it comes to weather. It looks like new tornado warning has been issued. This is going to include, let's zoom in here and pause here again. We can see again that nice hook now back on that storm. It's kind of been off and on there for a little bit. But this is going to be for southeastern Washington, northeastern Douglas County, and east central Nebraska till 7:30 at 6:56. So just a minute or two ago, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located over northern Omaha, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Again, tornado and baseball-sized hail going to be possible with that storm. It's going to be through northeastern Omaha in just the next couple minutes. And then moving over, again, Crescent and Epley Airfield in a few minutes after that. So, again, some incredibly large hail, incredibly destructive winds, kind of moving through the northern parts of the Omaha metro. I'm going to punch the velocity up here to see what we can see on the velocity. Oh, yeah. Right here. That is where there's, I would say, a very good bet that there is potentially a tornado on the ground. That would be east of Bennington. Again, kind of in the northern, North Omaha metro area. But that is a very tight couplet. That is, again, what we look for when we're looking for, again, tornado radar signatures. And now a report of one on the ground, confirmed tornado east of Bennington. So again, you'll notice that warning just turned pink. That now means that tornado is confirmed on the ground east of Bennington. Again, moving to the east very quickly. And again, it's going to be moving over Highway 75 here in just the next few minutes. So again, let me punch this back up here. So again, this was at 7 p.m. Confirmed tornado was located 3 miles northwest of Florence or 7 miles east of Bennington, moving east at 45 miles an hour. Not only is damaging tornado on the ground, but also you have the potential for baseball-sized hail. Tornado will be northeastern Omaha, Crescent, Epley Airfield, in Florence around 7:05, so just the next couple minutes. So again, confirmed tornado on the ground with that storm. Again, that's going to be for parts of Douglas County, again, kind of across the northern Omaha area. Again, zooming in, it is that couplet right there where those greens meet those reds. Again, that is indicative of the spin of that tornado that is currently on the ground, again, in those areas. So, again, if it's tracking to the east, it looks like it would just kind of track just to the south of Nashville, but going to be crossing over Highway 75 there, just to the north of Briggs. But, again, obviously, just to the north of the Omaha metro area is where we currently have that confirmed tornado that is currently in place. Let me see here. See if I can see. And it looks like there's a live stream. And again, yeah, I'm looking at that live stream right now, and I do see that tornado that is currently on the ground, not rain wrapped. Again, you can see it, and again, you can clearly see it's not dust. But again, we can see that tornado that's on the ground, and it looks like, at least from what I'm seeing right now, chair I'm sitting in, that it looks like it's mainly over rural areas. Lightning strike there too that just happened with it. But again, this is obviously the dangerous situation. So again, if you're in this tornado warned area, you need to be moving to your basement, to your safe place, to your shelter. Again, basement is obviously best. But again, if you don't have a basement, an interior room away from exterior walls and away from windows, put as many walls between you and the outside as you can. And it looks like, oh man, we might have lost our data there. Hopefully it pops back on here. I'm going to see if I can't punch the reflectivity back on. Okay, I might have lost the velocity data there for just a second. But again, this storm continues to very quickly move east of the area. And again, going to be moving over the border here into parts of Iowa and kind of out of our coverage area here in just the next really few minutes as it's moving very, very quickly. I want to go back here, and I want to see if that velocity data is back. Again, it is back. So again, it is right here is where that tornado is currently located. And again, it looks like it's going to be just to the south of the Nashville area. It's still west of Highway 75. This looks like it's going to be mainly over rural areas. But again, still, if you're in that warned area, you need to be taking shelter in your tornado safe place. So that's obviously something we're going to keep a close eye on here over the next couple minutes. Punch the velocity back up here. Go back to our southern storm. Again, no tornado warning with this storm, but again, have seen reports of some very large hail with this storm over the last few minutes. Okay. And again, it's going to be moving into the Greenwood area here in just the next minute or two. And again, this radar is indicating some really, really intense parts of this storm here. I want to punch in and see if we can't see. See if we can't look at our estimated hail size here. Again, this is going to be just west of Greenwood, and our radar is estimating, and so sometimes it's contaminated by the rain and stuff, but almost 3-inch size hail with that storm, again, just west of Greenwood, which again is about going to be baseball size. So that's going to be just north of the Waverly area, just west of Greenwood. Again, our radar estimated hail size product, about 2.8 inches in diameter there for that estimated hail size. If you go look at the rainfall rates with that storm, if it wants to pop up here, there it goes. Again, some really intense rainfall also with that storm as well. Again, in the Greenwood area, we're looking at almost 2 inches per hour of rainfall. So again, that's very high. That is some very high rainfall rates with that storm. So back up. I'm going to back up just a little bit here for just a second. I want to look at the CAPE values that we have across the area. And again, very high levels of CAPE. But again, you can see it's kind of out ahead of the front is where we have the energy. And again, so some of these storms have moved across to the other side of the boundary into this more favorable environment. But again, this energy is going to continue to kind of get shunted to the south and to the east as this front continues to slowly sag through the area. So again, Lincoln, Lancaster County still have, again, plenty of energy right now in the atmosphere for thunderstorms to develop. So again, certainly still not out of the realm of possibility that we can see something, but again, our southern storm has already basically pushed east of the Lincoln metro area. So again, our threat for severe weather, at least right now, is very, very limited. Still have a confirmed tornado, though, that is on the ground. Again, this is going to be basically pushing over the Nebraska-Iowa border. Again, going to be impacting, looks like, the Crescent area here in just the next few minutes. Again, if I get the latest on this, at 7:05, so just a minute ago, confirmed tornado was located 3 miles north of Florence or 8 miles north of Omaha, moving east at 45 miles an hour. So again, not only the tornado that's currently on the ground, which again, let me pop over here to our Chaser live stream, and I still see it's kind of still on the ground. It looks like it might have kind of fallen apart just a little bit. Obviously, I still think we can see a little bit of that circulation on the ground. But again, still going to watch that really closely here. But again, it is about to move over the border into parts of western Iowa, and once that happens, we'll kind of let it go for just a little bit. I really quickly want to see if I can punch back up here to producer Ryan Swanigan, because I believe he is out on the road here, and I want to check in with him. So, producer Ryan Swanigan, the floor is yours. Can you kind of tell us where you are and what you are seeing?
Yeah, Bill, we're on the southwestern edge of this cell that has gone, I think it's now through Waverly. We are now working our way off the interstate, which maybe, again, it's kind of tough to tell with this one because we're basically trying to run parallel with it, but south of it. And, you know, those of you who live up this way, northwestern Cass County, southern Saunders County, who drive around in this area know it's not exactly easy to find a paved east-west road, for those of you who are concerned about that. So we're trying to get just, again, like parallel with this cell, and but also move east with it because it's doing just a lot of, I'm not going to say tornadic things, but it's definitely doing, at least on radar and from what we're seeing on the ground, you can't see it right now, but some very interesting looking things. There's a lot of scud going into it. I wouldn't say it's trying to form a wall cloud and lower. You can look at all these people who took shelter. Wow. That's from when it went right over the I-80 Highway 6 interchange here. So again, that's where we are, just south of Waverly. We're coming into Waverly, and as I said, trying to find an east-west road of some sort that's paved. But this cell is, again, as I lean out.
And Ryan,
here,
I'm gonna
east of us, Bill.
I'm gonna interrupt you, Ryan, because I want to put your picture back up here with the radar, because we're looking at the storm again. You're watching, and it's starting to, you kind of mentioned it, but it's starting to develop a little bit of a hook-like appendage right here.
Yeah, it's not anything crazy, and like I said, down here on the ground, there's nothing that really indicates that there's any sort of wall cloud trying to form. It's a lot of scud, a lot of dust also at ground level that at one point looked like it was trying to raise up into the cloud, which I thought was very peculiar. But other than that, nothing too crazy, nothing too alarming yet in terms of, oh my gosh, there's a wall cloud forming, something
and
like
looking
that
at the velocity, there's not much there. So again, kind of confirming what your ground truth is with that storm. Again, on radar though, you know, sometimes these things get little hooks, little appendages, and you know, we can get a little excited at times. But again, certainly something we want to keep a very close eye on here as the storm continues to move forward. And again, I believe it actually did just have a new severe thunderstorm warning issued with it, Ryan. I'm going to read it off here real quick. But again, this was 7:08, so again, just 2 minutes ago. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Sarpy, northeastern Lancaster, southeastern Saunders, and Cass County until 8 o'clock. A severe thunderstorm was located over Greenwood, 15 miles southwest of Gretna, moving east at 50 miles an hour. This is a destructive storm for Greenwood. They're reporting baseball-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Severe thunderstorm will be located near Murdoch at around 7:10, Louisville at around 7:20. But again, Plattsmouth also going to be kind of downstream a little bit of this storm. But again, that hail threat, that baseball-sized hail that has been observed with this storm. So again, destructive severe thunderstorm there, kind of moving just to the east away from Lincoln. And again, we can see from producer Ryan Swanigan's shot there some of the just... It's a big storm. It's a big-looking storm. A lot of towering cumulus with that storm. And again, in just the last few minutes here, we've noticed this little appendage that it's kind of started to develop. And again, as the low-level jet kind of kicks up this evening, Ryan, again, is about this time, about 0Z, that was going to kind of maximize the tornado threat for these storms along this boundary.
Yeah, Bill, and now, I hesitate a little bit on this, but now we're starting to kind of see something that looks a little bit more ominous than what we had previously seen. We're coming up at where are we at? 148th and Amberley Road in Waverly. We are now going to turn south and then try to somehow get east. But I don't know if you can see it, but right there on the left-hand side of your screen, that's kind of the area where it, again, looked a little peculiar for a bit, but now it's kind of dissipated again. But it's just kind of that weird little radar-looking notch that I'm keeping an eye on. That's at least on my radar, which is, I don't know if it's the same one you're using. I'm on Radar Scope, and it's showing that little notch, what looks like a notch, that's starting to maybe try and form to the north of Alvo. So we're going to see about trying to somehow get east, get south first a little bit, and then turn back east. But as I said, a lot of really weird looking clouds that just aren't fully, like, they aren't screaming wall
It's been a weird day with all the
here,
dust,
Will.
Ryan. Again, makes you feel like you're
My
seeing
goodness.
things there. So, all right, we'll let you keep driving, let you kind of figure out where you're going. We'll check back in here in a few minutes, okay? All right, so that was, again, producer Ryan Swanigan in the 1011 Weather Shield. Really quickly, again, had a lot of pictures come into the newsroom, again, of the hail and everything else. Again, want to show a couple of those. This is from near Raymond. This is from Jason Windhorst. Again, you can see about golf ball size hail there. That's one that he sent in. There's another one. Again, you can see about golf ball size hail there falling in Raymond. Again, this is the hail. This is from Judy Mueller, first in Raymond Road. Again, looks like it just got done snowing, but again, that is hail. So again, decent amount of hail falling there. And again, this is what looks like kind of like a dust NATO that we see. Again, the blowing the dust. This is again, videos kind of flipped here a little bit. But again, this is from near Waco in the last hour or so. So again, you can see just an incredible amount of dust that these thunderstorm winds are picking up. And there you can see it right in the middle there. Yeah, that's definitely a little dust NATO. Little circulation there that developed within that blowing dust. Absolutely. Well, here we are. This is from Diane Noble Vinegar. This is near Branched Oak. Again, about 2-inch size hail. So again, that's about the size of an egg. And again, we had hail reported up to about softball sized. Again, up there near Branched Oak. So again, it's a pretty large hail. I believe we've already seen that one from Tony Cox. But again, a lot of hail pictures coming in, a lot of pictures of that dust as well. So again, appreciate everyone for sending in those pictures. This is a video here. This is going to be from Jocelyn Strauss near Waverly. And again, you can see the hail falling there in Waverly. Looks manageable size there.
It's okay.
Not horribly destructive by any means. Ping pong is what she says, which again, all things considered, not great. But when we have reports of baseball and even up to softball size hail and some other spots, I'd rather have the ping pong balls if I had a choice. So again, I'm gonna just kind of reset here for just a moment. Again, zoom back out, statewide view. Tornado watch continues for Lincoln, Lancaster County, the surrounding area, until midnight tonight. Again, our severe weather threat's likely not going to go until midnight tonight. But again, continues for another couple hours for east central and parts of southeastern Nebraska. And then severe thunderstorm watch, again, off across parts of northwestern Iowa into southern Minnesota, all a part of this cold front that's very slowly kind of drifting off to the south and to the southeast through the area. So again, we've had really three main storms that have developed this evening. And actually, I'm going to put Ryan Swanigan back on the line because we just had a new tornado warning that was issued. And let me see if I can pull his shot back up here. Ryan, I don't know if you can hear me, but this is a confirmed tornado that is with, let me see. Well, let me let me read this warning here first so we can get the information out there. But this is a tornado warning. Oh, shoot. I lost it. This is a tornado warning for Central Cass County until 8 o'clock. Confirmed tornado was located 5 miles northeast of Eagle or 16 miles east of Lincoln and moving east at 50 miles an hour. Weather spotters confirm this tornado will be near Elmwood and Murdoch at around 7:20, so in just the next couple minutes. So again, that's the tornado information we have, Ryan, from the warning itself. Can you see anything from where you're at your shot? And tell us again where you are. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is tough to see right now. It looks like again, there's confirmed by weather spotters, but it looks like it would basically be right on Highway 63, Ryan. I don't know where you are in relation to Highway 63, but that's where it kind of looks like it should be kind of over right now and almost due west of the Murdoch area in the Manly area. So again, if folks are in this tornado warning, again, stretching from Murdoch to Manly, Wabash, Alvo, Weeping Water, Nahaka, Murray, you need to be in your safe place, in your tornado shelter. Again, whether that's your basement, again, if you don't have a basement, bedroom, or not bedroom, but interior room away from windows and away from walls as well is where you would want to be. So, Ryan, I'm going to keep your shot up. I'm going to put your microphone down, though, for just a few minutes while I continue to run the radar here. But give me a shout if you do see anything, and I'll be able to hear you in my AirPods here. But let's see here. So I'm going to take my AirPods out for just a second. Yeah, so all right. Confirmed tornado. This looks like... This was reported from, looks like, Cass County Emergency Management. And again, confirmed tornado located 5 miles northeast of Eagle or 16 miles east of Lincoln and moving east at 50 miles an hour. So again, it's moving. And again, it's moving pretty quick. So again, if Ryan's kind of coming at it from the west, he might have a hard time kind of catching up with it a little bit here. I'm going to punch the velocity back on here. And again, there is no necessarily clear-cut circulation with this storm or with this tornado. Did I lose my radar? Did I lose my velocity data for a second there? I might have just lost my data for a second there. Let's punch the reflectivity back up here. So again, it looks like if there would be a tornado, it would likely be, again, just west of Murdoch, where this little appendage is, right, likely in here somewhere. Likely kind of crossing over Highway 63 here. Could also maybe be kind of down in here if this hook continued to hook around a little bit. So again, a couple spots there where it might be. Again, hard to tell, again, with the way the radar looks like right now. See if we can get the velocity data back on there. Yeah, there we go. So again, but looking at the velocity data, there's nothing kind of clear cut as to where a tornado might be. Again, we look for those where those greens meet those reds. but not really seeing a whole lot right now. But again, there are reports from storm spotters that we do have a confirmed tornado with the storm. So again, still, just because I can't see it on radar doesn't mean that it's not actually happening. So again, folks in these areas, especially Murdoch, Elmwood, need to be moving into their safe place, their basement. If they don't have a basement, again, interior room, away from windows and away from walls as this storm continues to very quickly, again, move east through the area. Through parts of, again, Cass County, mainly just in Cass County. Really quickly, I'm going to touch on this other storm. Our northern storm still looks like an observed tornado with this storm. It's basically moved over across the border into parts of western Iowa, so we're going to kind of wave goodbye to that storm. We're not going to worry too much about that one anymore. Again, we're just going to kind of worry about this one storm that we have left here that does have this confirmed tornado warning on it. And this, again, all kind of fits. We knew there was going to be a threat for some tornadoes, and we also knew that we were going to watch for some tornadoes as the low-level jet intensified this evening. And again, that low-level jet has been picking up, and that just adds to the twisting and turning of the winds, and again, the wind shear that we need to see tornadoes. Again, 4 main ingredients for severe weather: shear, lift, instability, and moisture. And again, shear is the most important when it comes to tornadoes. So I'm going to put my AirPods back in here. We're going to punch producer Ryan Swanigan back up, and we're going to check in. Ryan, can you tell us where you are again, and if you're seeing anything yet?
Yeah, hey Bill, I think we've got a visual on the wall cloud. We're on Fletcher Avenue. We are now in straight western Cass County. I think we passed maybe 202nd Road at some point, maybe just behind us, but we are racing east. I can at times, I don't know how well you can see it in the shot. It's right behind that clump of trees that maybe we'll get a shot of it here coming over this hill, but it's on the left-hand side, so left of the dirt road that we're on. Oh, there's a barn. So it's right, I don't know how easy it's going to be to see here, but we can see it. It is left-hand side of the screen, wall cloud coming down left side, probably for our angle at about maybe 10 o'clock. And we're west of this thing, so we're trying to get as close to the backside as possible. We're passing 214th and Fletcher. We're not yet to Highway 63. And again, this is the disadvantage of not being able to be on a paved road right now, but also on a dirt road, there's nobody out here. So, but left-hand side of your screen, we cannot see any tornado on the ground yet, but we certainly have a definitive wall cloud on the left-hand side. And looking at radar, Bill, I don't know if you have quad boxes or not punched up, but looking at radar, that thing it really looks like it's starting to
it's
tighten
still
up
there
a little bit.
on our radar signature. Again, still don't have a ton of signature on the velocity of it, but again, it looks like, at least on the radar, where that hook echo would be is basically now just moved over and is just to the east now of Highway 63. So again, moving towards the Murdoch area. Again, folks in the Murdoch area need to be taking shelter. Manly also need to be moving into their safe place. But Ryan will continue to watch here as you try and keep up with it. Again, it's moving quick, so it's hard, especially when you're stuck on gravel roads there. But I'll check back in with you here in just a few minutes, okay?
All right, sounds good, Bill.
Don't know if Ryan heard that last part there. Again, he's kind of getting out. Yes. But again, so we have this hook here. Again, reported tornado from storm spotters. Again, across parts of right now, this would really be western Cass County, just over the border from Lancaster County. If I punch this back up here and see if there's any update. 7:22, so just a couple minutes ago. Again, confirmed tornado was located 3 miles southwest of Murdoch, or 17 miles south of Gretna, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So again, 3 miles west-southwest of the Murdoch area is where this tornado is currently being reported. So again, that's going to be kind of right in this area, kind of right here, which again makes sense with what we're seeing on the radar signature itself. I'm going to go back to the velocities to see if we can't get maybe a better picture of where we could be seeing it. again, the velocity signature doesn't, and I keep losing my velocity data, and I don't know why. Correlation coefficient's not showing me anything. Got my velocity signature back. And again, just because I can't necessarily see it on the radar doesn't mean that it's not there. Again, that radar beam, as we mentioned earlier, as that radar beam goes out, it also goes up. So sometimes we might be missing it in the lowest levels of the atmosphere because that radar beam has gone above where that circulation could potentially be. But also with this storm, again, we've been focused a lot here on the tornado that's currently on the ground, rightly so, but also baseball-sized hail possible with this severe thunderstorm as it continues to move through the area. And again, we can see that hail core again, just north of Murdoch, and going to be just to the west of the Louisville area. Again, it's going to be continuing to move to the east. So again, folks in Louisville, again, could potentially see some really intense rain and potentially some very large hail here as we head over the next few minutes. Again, folks in Murdoch, folks in Manly need to be in their shelter for the tornado warning, but folks in Louisville likely need to be in their shelter as the potential for very large hail continues to move through the area. So again, baseball sized is what has been observed with this storm, and so that can do plenty of damage. And so we want to make sure folks are inside. Again, I know there's a lot of curiosity. You want to see where the weather is. You want to see if you can see the tornado. I totally understand. I totally get it. But we tell you to, move inside and get away from that and keep yourself safe. So if I query this, again, severe thunderstorm warning information, this was just a couple minutes ago. But this is going to be Southern Sarpy, Southeastern Saunders, and Cass County until 8 p.m. And again, baseball-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gust possible with this storm. And again, that is an observed hail threat. So again, baseball-sized hail has been observed with that storm as it continues to push to the east very quickly. So again, but we still have obviously the most pressing thing there is that tornado warning for a confirmed tornado. Currently on the ground, looking at the Weather Service chat here. I don't really see... Big hail near Davie. All right, here. Ooh, that is big hail near Davie. Again, this is from Jennifer Mulbach near Davie, and again, that's probably, I don't know, I'd call that tennis ball size, looks like about. Again, so that's some pretty large hail there in Davie, which again tracks with where this storm was in the last hour. This is video from Andy Hallberg from B. And again, you can see the hail falling there outside. Thankfully, that person is inside. Again, also another video from Andy or a picture of some of those hailstones in B. So again, large hail being reported in many locations across the area. And let's see. We're going to go back here to the tornado warning that is currently in effect. Parts of Cass County till 8 p.m. And this is for a confirmed tornado that storm spotters have reported. And again, it was near the Murdoch area. So again, folks in Murdoch, again, that's part of that storm is basically right over you right now. So again, you need to be in your safe place, not outside. You need to be in your safe spot. Folks in Manly, again, the storm's heading your way as it's basically moving due east. Looks like right along Highway 1 in Cass County. So again, folks in Murray, Weeping Water, and again, folks near Plattsmouth, all kind of downstream of this storm right now. But again, still have that confirmed tornado warning for about another 30 minutes. Trying to see what the last report was. Again, looks like more reports of... Oh, wait. What'd you say there, Ryan?
I want you guys to see all of this dust. I don't know how it's possible to be able to be distinguishing a gustnado and a tornado with all of this dust going around right here. But again, the wall cloud that we had is not as definitive now. It's still there. We do not have a visual on the tornado yet if it is on the ground, but a lot of dust is just blowing across the the base on the ground here. It's tough to see if anything is like getting caught up and going up into the cloud. That would be an obvious indication that you've got some sort of rotation and some sort of possible tornado, but we still have just not yet been able to see that as we continue to drive eastward here on Adams Street at 274th. We're crossing that now going eastbound as we go farther into Cass County. We're to the southeast of where this notch is. Probably now, Bill, I'm looking at my radar, probably now straight north of Weeping Water. So we still got a ways to go. And can you still confirm, Bill, it's moving east at about 55 miles an hour?
Let me see here, because it looks like they just did an update on it because they removed the observed tag. So as of 7:31, so just 2 minutes ago, severe thunderstorm. I'm going to punch the radar back up here too. It's 7:31 p.m. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Murdoch, or 15 miles south of Gretna, moving east at 30 miles an hour. Again, tornado and 2-inch hail are the main threats. Storm will be near Weeping Water in the next couple minutes. Other locations in the path of this tornadic thunderstorm include Murray, but it's now a radar-indicated rotation, radar-indicated tornado threat with this storm, Ryan, as opposed to confirmed on-the-ground tornado with that storm.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. I've now got, well, hold on. I'm going to see if I can just stop it right here. Hang on, I apologize. I'm going to try and I've just now stopped. I want to see if I can turn the dome camera. I don't know what I have up right now. I think it's a dome camera. Looking right over there. Now that off to the left-hand side of your screen, that is not the wall cloud. That is the scud cloud here. It's basically centered up. You can see all the dust that's blowing from left to right. The wall cloud, if anything, it's right there. Yeah, that's definitely it, because I'm seeing a lot of rotation with that thing, a lot of movement going up and into the cloud. You can see the scud that's behind it is trying to feed into it. And Bill, that right there, that looks like where if there's a tornado, that could be it right there. But it's, again, you've got so much dust that's going up and feeding up into it. So I don't know if that is it or not, but it sure does not look good. That thing is really spinning, the wall cloud that is. And once we get the dust from this vehicle to kind of settle here, I would think that would give us a little bit of a better view to possibly see if there is a tornado that's connecting in the ground right there or not. But certainly a lot of spin right now in that spot. I don't know how well you can see the dust that's just flying across and up, going.
Hard to see the dust for us from our side of it, but that also just might be my computer screen's not all that great, Ryan. But we can see some of the dust out there, and we can again see some of that low scud that you're talking about, some of that inflow into that storm. But again, at least for right now, nothing confirmed on the ground from storm spotters just yet. And again, looking at the velocity signature with this storm as well, it continues to again be pretty obscure with a definitive sort of couplet. But again, that doesn't mean there couldn't be something in there. But we'll continue to watch it. Ryan, I'll let you continue to kind of, if you wanted to start driving again, if you wanted to kind of keep going after it there. Although, again, it's going to continue to race ahead of you there. So it might be hard to keep up with it. But I'm going to turn your mic down, but we'll check back in just a few minutes with you. Okay, Ryan? All right, producer Ryan Swanigan out in the 1011 weather shield for us, again, chasing that storm in Cass County. Again, he looks like he was near the Murdoch area there. But again, latest update with this storm is no longer a confirmed tornado on the ground, but again, radar-indicated rotation. Does not mean that you can come out of your shelter, though. Again, that just means this tornado this thunderstorm could produce a tornado at any moment. So again, we're going to continue to keep a close eye on this storm as it continues to track east. But again, as it moves through Cass County, getting ready to kind of start pushing into parts of western Iowa. We'll go ahead and we'll let it go. It looks like maybe they just updated the severe thunderstorm warning with that tornado warning as well. I'm going to check on that. And so that's severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, they just updated it. 7:36. Severe thunderstorm was located over Louisville, which again, thankfully, it looks like that hail core kind of weakened a little bit there before it moved through Louisville. But located over Louisville, 12 miles south of Gretna, and moving east at 40 miles an hour. 2-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts possible with that storm. Again, both of those threats right now being radar indicated at this time. So again, that's the severe thunderstorm warning part of this storm to go along with the radar indicated tornado warning part of this storm. But again, zoom back out. Again, we had our northern storm. It's pushed off into parts of western Iowa now. It's no longer too much of a concern for us. And again, this really continues to be the only storm of note that we're going to be continuing to watch in our neck of the woods. If we pan up here to northeastern Nebraska, we do have a couple cells up near Wayne, Dakota, Dixon counties that, again, aren't severe, aren't warned, but, again, maybe producing some small hail and some gusty winds in those locations. But, again, right now, strongest storm in the 10-11 coverage area right now that we're continuing to watch continues to be this one that is pushing across parts of Cass County, and again, right now, moving basically over Louisville. Cedar Creek also in the path of this storm. Plattsmouth, Murray, Nahaka, Weeping Water, Manly, Murdoch, again, all need to be, again, paying attention to this storm as it continues to move through. And it looks like getting a report here from Cass County Emergency Management, 358th and Highway 1. We have a tornado that's on the ground. So I'm going to punch producer Ryan Swanigan back up here. Ryan, did you hear me read that report there?
Yeah, I did hear that, Bill. Two things I want to point out. One, it looks like, at least on the radar, we have two different notches now that are straight north of Weeping Water. Number two, I just went through Elmwood. That was the town we were just to the east of. Or to the west of, rather, went through Elmwood. Now I am on Highway 1, but I am on the north-south part of Highway 1. We should be coming up to the curve here soon that then Highway 1 curves back and goes east-west. So we're trying to get to that and get east as quick as possible. But two very, very interesting notches again on radar. We're going to clear this tree line. And, yeah, everything... I can't see a tornado on the ground. Again, the dust is just such a problem looking back off to the east. But the wall cloud, again, not that definitive. But I'm almost wondering how belated that report is because, Bill, it feels like with what you just said with Cass County Emergency Management, what they were reporting, that looks like what we saw earlier the last time that we had my shot up looking to the northeast of Elmwood. So that I'm wondering if that's what they saw, because I saw that too, and it didn't look like there was for sure something on the ground, but it really looked like it was trying that dust on the ground that was coming up and into the rotating wall.
And I'll pause you for just a second there. Ryan, they just updated this tornado warning, National Weather Service from Omaha. 7:39, a confirmed tornado was located 4 miles east of Murdoch or 15 miles south of Gretna, moving east at 30 miles an hour. So tornado being confirmed by weather spotters in the area. Again, we'll be near Weeping Water at about 7:45, so that's in about 4 minutes. Also, again, Murray downstream a little bit, going to be in that area. So, again, observed tornado again. Again, according to Cass County Emergency Management, it's now south of Highway 1 and Highway 50 is where they are saying it is. So, again, looking at the radar signature here, that would be kind of somewhere in this probably neck of the woods right here. Highway 1 right here and Highway 50 right here. And it sounds like producer Ryan Swanigan again on the north-south part of Highway 1 still. Is that correct, Ryan?
we have to at some point be close to turning and going east. We're passing McKelvey Road. Bill, hang on. I'm trying to look out the passenger side window because I think I see the I think we've got the tornado on the ground, and I don't know how in the world I'm going to be able to stop and show you this to you guys, but I think we've got it. Yeah, we definitely have it. All right, we're coming up to the curve. Yep, we got a visual on the tornado on the ground. It is straight east of us. I've got a very black area of dirt at the base of a funnel. It is a weak, very weak rope tornado that's now starting to dissipate. Of course, now that I can get into a position to go east-west here, now it's going to start dissipating on me. But definitely can confirm, visual confirmation, rope tornado. It's starting to rope out, and it is, Bill, in that area of dirt. You're going to see it here in just a moment once we start going east-west. Yeah, the rope is now gone. It's trying... Again, you've got these different areas of rotation, but I don't know how well you can see. Maybe if we switch, yeah, we're still too far away in terms of the cameras, and I don't think we can zoom in.
I think it looks like I could maybe see something there on the left-hand side of the screen, Ryan.
Yeah, just to the left of the road. So if you look left of the road, that's where the wall cloud is, and we did have, it was just kind of an arm extending out of the cloud. And that rotation was there, and that it was so easily, I saw it immediately, Bill. The dirt was coming up. It was a little spinning dark brown section of dirt, and that was basically it right there. And you can see, yeah, that's pretty much the only thicker area of dirt that we have now. And I think this is Cass County deputies that we're coming up on here on the right-hand side of your screen. So this is what they're seeing too. So now we're basically with them, but this is again on Highway 1 east of us, and this wall cloud, it just keeps on coming back down and then it goes back up. Now it looks like it's trying to reform once again and get something together in terms of having a tornado come down out of this wall cloud, but it is absolutely right here in front of us, left-hand side. I'm seeing if I'm going to switch to the GoPro. You might be able to see a better shot of it that way. And Bill, tell me if that's good or not. But once we get to another hill here, we should be able to have a pretty good visual on this thing and what it's doing. It's really trying to keep its spin, but it also kind of looks like it might be maybe getting a little bit weaker. Just again, this back and forth, this cat and mouse game, if you will, with this wall cloud of, yes, it's going to put something down, and then it's going to decide. Yeah,
it doesn't look like, at least from our vantage point with your shot there, that we can see too much with that. But again, keep after it. We'll continue to check back in with you here in just a minute. I wanted to get to some other information here real quick, Ryan. And so I want to really quickly, punch back up our tornado watch, because we did have some counties that were let go from that tornado watch, and that would be Seward, Saunders, Washington, Harrison counties now removed from that tornado watch. Still in effect for Lincoln and Lancaster counties, as well as Gage, Saline, Jefferson, and over to the west just a little bit. So still in effect for a few counties until midnight tonight. Again, with the way storms have been going tonight, though, and where storms are and where the front is, again, certainly the northern and kind of western portions of the watch area, that severe threat is basically done with, and those folks can kind of rest easy for the rest of the night. Still not... Don't think the threat for Lincoln right now at this point, Lincoln, Lancaster County, is all that high, but I still think, we had watched, some of the short-term convective models had some trailing in cells behind the front that developed about this time. It was probably about 8:30 that those were kind of popping up, and so we're still going to watch. Still don't think the threat is zero, but I think the threat is a little bit lower than maybe it was to start the day. And so, again, some of those counties have been removed from that tornado watch. So, again, our storm that producer Ryan Swanigan is chasing right now, again, he had just confirmed a little rope tornado there briefly on the ground there in parts of Cass County. That storm, again, getting ready to kind of push through parts of Plattsmouth next, but also, again, folks in Murray, anyone along Highway 1 there in Cass County needs to be watching for this storm. Again, moving into their tornado shelter. Again, basement is best. Don't have a basement. An interior room away from windows and away from walls is going to be your best place to go, but still have, again, at least for now, a confirmed tag on that tornado warning. Again, there was Cass County emergency managers had reported that tornado earlier. Again, our producer Ryan Swanigan in the Weather Shield had confirmed that tornado on the ground briefly as a rope tornado in just the last few minutes here. So I'm going to see if I can punch this up, see if there's any update. Again, latest was as of about 10 minutes ago. But again, the storm continues to push to the east at about 30 miles an hour. And so, again, the strongest part of this storm in terms of rain and maybe some hail, basically along and north of Highway 1, right now stretching straddling Highway 64 there from Louisville over to Plattsmouth. But again, it's continuing to race to the east pretty quickly, and again, pushing over now the Nebraska-Iowa border. So again, as soon as it continues to kind of track across the border, we'll kind of let it go as it pushes out of our coverage area into parts of southwestern Iowa there. Check back in real quick here with, producer Ryan Swanigan. I'll actually hold on just 1 second, Ryan. Looks like they just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning that I just want to get read out here. Looks like this new warning is going to be, again, this includes some Iowa counties, obviously, but parts of Sarpy, eastern Cass until 8:30. Severe thunderstorm was located about 4 miles southeast of Cedar Creek, 11 miles southwest of Offutt Air Force Base, moving east at 40 miles an hour, 2-inch hail, 60 mile an hour wind gust possible. Thunderstorm will be near Plattsmouth around 7:55, Beaver Lake around 8, and Pacific Junction around 8:05. Both of those hazards right now, 2-inch hail, 60 mile an hour wind gusts, are radar indicated at this time, but again, still have that tornado warning. Haven't heard anything in the last couple minutes, and again, producer Ryan Swanigan, I don't think has seen anything in the last couple minutes, but we'll go ahead and punch Ryan back up in the Weather Shield. Ryan, again, kind of give us an update on where you are and what you are seeing.
Yeah, Bill, we're now at the junction of Highway 1 and Highway 50, where there was reports of that funnel on the ground. I'm basically behind Cass County Sheriff's Office, and what looked like a volunteer firefighter. They're now kind of racing east on Highway 1. I'm going to continue to follow them, but now we're in an area where it's all of a sudden kind of turning into a high traffic area in terms of what we've got above us. Not seeing anything that would indicate any sort of funnel. The wall cloud is still there. Again, this has been a wall cloud that is, it's not your normal looking wall cloud. It is one of those that is deceiving. It's got a lot of scud around it. It's got a lot of dirt at the base, where, all these winds and all this inflow going into this thunderstorm are just kind of deceiving a lot of people and making you think, is that it? Is that a possible tornado on the ground? And we did see it briefly. It was a rope tornado. We saw a dark brown area of dirt that was spinning around at the base. So by the time we, of course, were able to finally get to the east-west part of Highway 1, it roped out. We could still see the arm, if you will, extending from the wall cloud, but it kind of went away. And now at this point, we're continuing east on Highway 1 past Highway 50. Now we are at what says 156th Street, which would line up with the Douglas Sarpy County streets. So that's how far east we are now. But I'm going to be interested, Bill, to see how much longer the Weather Service keeps this up. Now, I imagine they'll continue the tornado warning because of the fact that there is radar indicated rotation. It would definitely not, I wouldn't put it past them at all, because we're definitely seeing a lot of rotation with these clouds, a lot of spin, just a lot of activity, but nothing that is extending out that, like we saw earlier, that indicates that there is a tornado forming and trying to touch down.
All right. Well, Ryan, we appreciate that report. I'm going to jump back over here to some other stuff, but certainly hang on the line, and we'll check back in with you here in just a little bit. Sound good? All right. Again, that's producer Ryan Swanigan, who is out there in Cass County chasing after that storm. I have some other pictures and things that we've had into the newsroom here. This is, I believe, video from a Jackie Star near Greenwood, and I'm trying to get this vertical here a little bit, but this is, restart this video. Again, first of all, lovely dog in the window there, blue sky, but then also again blowing dust, hail on the ground, and again that's kind of what it looks, towering cumulus, and that's kind of what a lot of folks in parts of eastern Nebraska have seen this afternoon and this evening. And you see all the hail piled up on the ground there, and tornado sirens were going off too at the same time. Looks like about golf ball size hail there that she just picked up, with a lot of smaller hail mixed in there. So again, that's good video. That was Jackie Star. That was near Greenwood. In the last 30 or so minutes, she sent that video in. But Ryan mentioned it, but we still have, again, that tornado warning that's in effect for another 7 minutes. See if I can see anything from the Omaha Weather Office about... looks like that's not our storm that we want. Not seeing anything. 7:52. Okay, all right. Well, actually, here we go. 7:52. I'm going to punch Ryan Swanigan back up here.
Hey, Bill, definitely take
I got you. I got you pulled up here.
Shot.
I was say because it looks like another report from Cass County Emergency Management, 120th and Highway 1 tornado is on the ground, is what Cass County Emergency Management is saying.
Yeah, Bill, I don't think that's correct. Because we're like right in it. There is so much traffic out here, it's ridiculous. But we definitely have. I'm gonna unbuckle my seatbelt here and just basically try to start moving this camera around. Yeah, I apologize, one-man show, but this is what we've got. Oh, I see. Okay, so you're on the GoPro, so you can actually kind of see a bit of a wider view. We have, honestly, Bill, I think we got two areas of rotation here. We've got a lot of very impressive scud that's just flying up into the clouds right now. I'm going to switch to the dome camera because over this way, right in there, that is area number 1 where we're watching the rotation. Actually, there's three areas. I apologize. There is 3 areas. That's area number 2. This is area number 1 right here. This is to the south of Highway 1, and we're not at 120th. We're west of that, and I want to say this is maybe 144th. But that's area, again, primary area number 1 where we're watching. Now that could be scud, but there's just everything in front of us right now with this cloud, with this wall cloud is just, it's just spinning. Everything is just spinning around. 132nd and Highway 1. We do not have a tornado on the ground, but we are like in the perfect position to see if something drops here anywhere, because again, there's 2 different areas of rotation. One is to the north of us, basically southeast.
Ryan,
of
I'm going to interrupt you again here real quick because we just had a new tornado warning issued for this storm. And it says, I'm going to punch the radar back up here. It says, it's at 7:54, confirmed tornado was located 3 miles east of Manly with another area of radar-indicated rotation near Murray, or 14 miles north of Nebraska City, moving east at 30 miles an hour. Damaging tornado and hail up to 2 inches in diameter are the hazards. Law enforcement confirmed the tornado. Tornado will be around Beaver Lake at around 8 o'clock. Other locations in the path of the storm include Tabor and Randolph. So again, that's observed tornado. And again, being reported 3 miles east of Manly with another area of rotation near Murray. So I'm going to zoom in here again.
Yeah, Bill, that's the area where we've got the camera pointed. That was originally area number 1 that became 2, but that's definitely now area number 1 where we've got our, you're seeing it on the shot on the dome camera. That's the area that we just continue to very closely watch. We do not see a tornado on the ground. I see a lot of law enforcement with their lights on who are chasing this thing, but I do not see anything even close to a road coming down.
All right. Well, we're still obviously, again, if anyone is in the warned area, certainly folks in Murray, in Manly, Weeping Water, Union, and again, those folks who might be just over the border into parts of Iowa, again, you need to be in your basement, in your safe place, again, away from windows, away from walls. In your tornado shelter. Again, I know there's a lot of, you want to go outside, you want to see where the tornado is, you want to see the weather, but when you're in the tornado warning, again, it's best to be in your basement and moving away, from being outside. So, Ryan, really quick here, just hold on. I want to try and punch up the velocities again with this storm. Punch this up here. And again, it's looking at at least the velocity data. It's certainly not very clear. Again, you can see there's maybe some weak rotation, broad rotation near Murray, and again, kind of maybe back just east of Manly. But again, no necessarily clear signals, but we do have, again, according to National Weather Service, law enforcement confirmed that tornado on the ground near Manly. In just the last couple minutes here. Obviously, we have producer Ryan Swanigan shot there on the ground as well. Ryan, I see you're on the move again. Can you tell us which direction you're headed and what you see?
Yeah, we're going to continue east. Try not to. I honestly, Bill, thought for a moment that we were wrapped up in this thing. Just the way the clouds in front of us and above us were just cycling around. That area of rotation that we saw to the south of Louisville, it doesn't look as impressive. We got more scud on the backside, but there is definitely a more definitive wall cloud that you can see in our shot. I have the camera pointed towards the southeast. We're eastbound again on Highway 1, I believe we just passed 120th. And now somebody, again, there's storm chasers and storm spotters all over the place watching this thing. And this guy actually is doing a wise move here, just pulling off. And this is actually probably a great spot right here to pull off. And again, you can see there's a lot of scud. There's also a lot of rotation, but nothing that we can definitively see coming down out of the tornado on the ground. At least not yet. Now I'm seeing a lot of flashing lights. I don't know if you can see that picture. Yeah, no, too far away for the cameras. But again, this is where we're watching everything right now. You've got these scud clouds that are moving from left to right. Back behind it, everything is moving right to left. And so nothing that we can visually see on the ground right now at this time, though, Bill.
And I just want to, let's kind of reset here. Because it's one of those, things, if I punch the radar back up here, this tornado is about to move over the Nebraska-Iowa border. So, Ryan, I'd hate for you to go any farther because it's going to be out of our coverage area here probably in just the next few minutes. But again,
Yeah, I think this is probably the spot, Bill, where I don't think we're going to be going any farther east following this thing. We can let everybody else who wants to chase it to the Missouri River do so, but this might be it. Again, we got a great view looking at this thing to the east of us,
and it looks like Weather Service in Omaha saying the storm in Cass County reorganizing a little bit, expecting that tornado threat to resume with this new part of the storm along the Fremont Mills County line as it progresses east, which again is going to be out of our coverage area, and not that it's no longer our concern, but again, it's out of our coverage area. Looks like another report here from Cass County Emergency Management. Report of rotation west of Wakanda Road, just 3 miles north of Union, which again would be where this little notch is, basically right here along Highway 34, which again is near Murray. Which again was where we'd kind of talked about there being some rotation, which I kind of believe that's again basically Ryan where we're looking here on your camera shot.
Yeah, in that direction, and I think we're now in another scenario here, Bill, where there's so much dust that's just blowing around on the ground that it's hard to maybe see if there is something on the ground. We're in the center of the county, and this thing is booking east. It's now, I'll say, on top of the Missouri River, past Murray, going into Iowa. So I think at this point, I mean, we're probably done with this one, and I know there's some folks in Lincoln hoping that that one Skycast model that I believe it was you were showing, Bill, doesn't actually come true, because I think most folks are probably done for the day with this. But yeah, there is so much rotation with this, and the farther east that it gets, the less that we can really see it. But again, we've got scud clouds here in front of us, moving left to right. Back behind it is where the cell is. You can probably see maybe a haze of, and that's dirt. That's all dirt being wind driven, and then behind that, the clouds going from right to left. So a lot of really good rotation with this thing as it forms.
All right, well, Ryan, we certainly appreciate the effort tonight and appreciate the hard work, all the reports. I'll let you turn around and kind of head back home, and we'll see you when you get back here to the station. Sound good? All right, again, that was producer Ryan Swanigan in the 1011 Weather Shield. We appreciate, again, his hard work tonight. Again, bringing us some live reports from the weather vehicle. But again, new tornado warning, or an update to the tornado warning here. Again, the storm we've been watching, again, now radar indicated rotation. And again, as the storm is basically, again, moved over the border, we'll kind of begin to wrap up our streaming coverage here, as again most of the stormy weather has moved over the border and out of the area, kind of as we kind of thought it would around this time, 8-9 o'clock or so. A lot of the activity moving over the border. So again, live look sky views from across the state. Again, you can see here in Lincoln, kind of looking off to the east with some of those storms off in the distance. Temperatures cooled way back now as the front has moved on through. 67 at the airport and here at the 1011 studios. Again, winds now out of the north as that front has moved through. Temperatures across the state anywhere from the low to mid-30s across parts of the Panhandle. Still 80 in Beatrice, 77 in Nebraska City, 76 in Falls City. And again, you can see those dew point temperatures falling here in Lincoln, but still up into the low 60s along the Missouri River Valley from Omaha down towards Falls City. Winds have swung around to the north for many locations, including here in Lincoln. If you look at the current wind gusts, again, this is what we're going to be dealing with as we head into the day tomorrow. Those current wind gusts, 30, 35, 40, up to around 45 miles an hour, and we're going to see those blustery north winds as we head into the day on your Friday, with much cooler and cloudy conditions across the state. State satellite and radar picture, again, showing some snow across parts of the Panhandle. We've been talking about tornadoes the last hour and a half or so, but there's a little bit of snow out in the far west. But you can see, again, outside of the two storms that are moving over into parts of Iowa, I got one little storm there in far northeastern Nebraska. There's nothing else for us to really worry about right now. If we check out Skycast, again, our in-house model does have, again, 9 o'clock. I want to see what run this is. Is this the latest run? That's the 18Z, so that's from earlier. Pretty sure that little pop-up cell is kind of just an anomaly. And yeah, looking at the latest data, it doesn't have any of that. So take that with a little bit of grain of salt. But all the activity again moves off east of the area. And as we head overnight tonight, the cooler weather begins to settle in. The clouds settle in. We'll look for a generally overcast, I think, day on Friday with those blustery north winds. Temperatures are going to be a whole heck of a lot cooler tomorrow compared to where they were today. And then we'll look ahead to the weekend then because there's another system that heads our way Saturday night into Easter Sunday that could again bring some widespread rain to the eastern parts of the state through your Easter holiday on Sunday. Again, we really need the moisture. It's kind of crap timing that it's coming on the holiday itself, but we really need the moisture. That system then spins its way out of the area late Sunday and into early Monday. And again, rainfall amounts look like they'd be highest across our eastern and southeastern parts of the state. High temperatures tomorrow going to be cooler, falling back 40s and 50s across the state with a blustery north wind and cloudy skies. It'll probably feel even cooler than that. Highs Saturday do a little bit better, low 60s for most, but then Easter Sunday with clouds and rain, temperatures retreat back into the upper 40s and low 50s across much of the area. So again, that's basically kind of all we have for right now. I'll check really quick on the tornado watch. Again, we've seen that shaved up and trimmed up over the last hour or so. Just check and see where that is. And again, looks like it got trimmed up a little bit more. Technically, again, still in effect for Lincoln, Lancaster County, surrounding area until midnight tonight. But again, I think our severe weather threat has pretty much waned. So we'll go ahead and end our coverage here for now. Again, obviously, if we need to pop back on, we will. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching as always. Again, keep it tuned to 1011 both on air and online for all of your latest news, weather, and sports. And again, obviously, for all of your severe weather coverage as well. Hope everyone has a nice evening.